In this video, we'll discuss the gerunds homework from the textbook. So we'll be looking at exercises 4.1 through 4.44. So in 4.1, the text asks us to simply identify whether these items are gerunds by using the pronoun substitution test. So we can see in number 6, in talking to babies, in is a preposition. So we can say in it, in this, caretakers often use baby talk. So 6, yes, we have a gerund. 7, baby talk is the use of high-pitched, slow speech and specialized vocabulary for communicating. So we can substitute the pronoun for this. So communicating with babies can be replaced by a pronoun. 8, gurgling and burping are seen as. So we can see here that again the pronoun we can substitute they. They are seen as communicative events by parents. And again, you can use whichever pronouns you want to test these, but if you can put any pronoun in that position and it makes sense, then you're successful and the item is a gerund. In number 9, the first stage of a child's language is called this. The first stage of a child's language is called that. The first stage of a child's language is called it. All of those pronoun substitutions work just fine. So yes, babbling is a gerund. 10, after babbling, the child produces one-word sentences. After this, after that, after it. Again, all of those pronoun substitutions work in number 10, so babbling is certainly a gerund. In 4.2, again, we're looking at gerunds, but we're using the possessive test. So in number 6, the 1-year-old was speaking at an advanced level. So this is not a gerund. You cannot say the 1-year-old was my speaking. The 1-year-old was his speaking. That does not work. We cannot substitute a possessive in front of the ing word, right? Because we cannot do that. It is not a gerund. Number 7, children are always their learning. Children are always my learning. Again, that doesn't work, so that is not a gerund. Children go through stages of their learning. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that makes sense, we can insert that possessive. Then in number 8, that is a gerund. Number 9, pronouncing the th sound is difficult for children. So my pronouncing, their pronouncing, his pronouncing, those possessives work just fine in number 9. So yeah, that must be a gerund. Number 10, children start learning speech through babbling. So children start their learning speech through their babbling. Yeah, those both work. So in 4.2, we can see that those are indeed gerunds. 4.3, again, we're identifying gerunds or whether or not a word is a gerund. We're using our third test, the verb conjugation test. So in number 6, an early stage of language production is babbling. So can you say an early stage of language production babbled? An early stage of language production will babble? That's really strange to say a stage babbled, a stage will babble, right? Because you cannot conjugate those, it must be a gerund. So in 7 is a verb because here we can conjugate it, right? Remember, verbs we can conjugate. Children learn words rapidly. That sounds good. Children learned words rapidly. Children will learn words rapidly. Because those conjugations work, number 7 is a verb. 8 is a verb. We can say the child threw a tantrum. The child will throw a tantrum. So we can change the verb. We can conjugate the verb so it works. Number 9 is a verb. We can say scientist linked. Scientist will link. So again, we see there that this is being used as a verb. But then in 10, we have a gerund because we cannot make this conjugation. A concern was able. That just doesn't really work in number 10. So 10 must be a gerund. So in 4.4, we are determining the function of these items. So in number 6, we have deleting sounds is very common. So deleting sounds can be replaced with the pronoun it. It is. So it is the first noun phrase. Deleting sounds is the first noun phrase of the independent clause. So that must be a subject. Baby talk includes using a higher pitched voice. So baby talk includes it. Baby talk includes this. So we have one noun phrase after the transitive verb includes. So we have STVDO. So in number 7, the gerund is functioning as a direct object. Number 8, we can see that using exaggerated speech tones is a gerund phrase. It is the first noun phrase of the sentence. So that is a subject. Before talking to a child, so we have the preposition before. Before is followed by this noun phrase, by the gerund phrase, talking to a child. So here the gerund is an object of the preposition. Parents imitating the child's talk. So here we have the subject. So it is common. Okay, so hopefully this helped and that you understand gerunds and you're ready to move forward to participles.